Kevin Feige's about to come on the stage.
When I was on this stage in 2019, we introduced Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Almost everything we announced that day has come to fruition. And now, believe it or not, we are approaching the end of Phase 4 when She-Hulk Attorney at Law comes out. And this November, Phase 4 comes to a close with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. If Black Panther is the end of Phase 4, what in the heck is Phase 5? The end of Phase 5, July 26, 2024, with this. If you guys wouldn't mind looking ahead a little bit with me to Phase 6. Confirming Fantastic Four. But you might want to know how Phase 6 ends.
The next Avengers is confirmed Kang, right? So that's going to be who they're fighting. The next Avengers is Kang Dynasty, right?
All right, where'd you get into it?
The Kang Dynasty.
Talk about the Marvel panel.
Lots of Marvel movies.
Yeah, lots of Marvel movies and Marvel shows.
I don't know which one especially Phase 5, which one I'm most excited for.
Well, we got to see Namor, so that's exciting.
Yeah, so they're ending with Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, they're ending with
Phase 4.
We're in Phase 4 right
Phase
now,
4
right?
ends
So
with Wakanda
we're
Forever.
ending with Wakanda Forever.
I think the thing I'm most excited for is Daredevil born again.
That would have to be.
Did you see that somebody posted? They said that means we will get a Daredevil episode all the way through April 1st of 2024.
18 episodes?
18
episodes.
Freaking episodes of Daredevil.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
excited for that.
18.
And they already said Donofrio's already confirmed coming back for.
Oh, well, remember,
and he's coming for Echo as well.
Remember, you were the one showing me him training recently. How jacked he got? He got freaking huge.
Yeah.
Like even bigger, but like more muscle.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna look like. I just don't want him to screw up Secret Invasion.
Oh, I showed you that picture. He was.
Okay,
He was
so
jacked.
you two.
D'Onofrio was?
Yeah. You two can eat it.
jacked.
Because-
Really?
Yes, I did.
Because he
fall
was kind
for
of
it.
rotund
But,
a little bit. In
Dang it, there was a trailer for Secret Invasion.
That's why I said
and
it later.
FTCC.
That's
Yes,
why
but I
said
guarantee you the one that you watched was fan made. When was it posted? How many months ago?
3.
3 months?
I didn't even look at a date.
Josh is known for falling for fake trailers.
But no, here's the funny.
But they did release a trailer in the hall.
But here's the funny
That's
thing.
why I sent it to you.
I
hasn't
always
been
send
released,
these
right?
two. I always send these two a text message, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did you see the new trailer?"
Oh wow, yeah, wow.
He's
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good for him.
But I always send them a text, and they're like, I was like, oh my gosh, did you guys see the new trailer? They're like, no, what? There's a new trailer? And I'm like,
And he always sends us some fan made.
nah, dude.
I'm always wondering, like, what did they pull clips from?
Everything.
Like, what did they?
But then I go back and I look at the trailer. It's like, you idiot! How did you fall for this? It was clearly clips
that was-
from Captain
That
Marvel.
was in that movie.
Yes. I'm like, oh, I did it again.
They said it'll play like a darker Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What, Secret Invasion?
Yeah, they said it was like a dark thriller or whatever.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I'm curious about, because in the Captain Marvel movie, they made the Skrulls to be not bad.
They were the hero, almost.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
So how do you then?
I mean, probably. Could
Well, I think
it's
I heard
always-
that, like, is it the Ben Mendelsohn character's daughter or something? Is like they think there's like maybe a splinter faction of Skrulls that are not going to be hero. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, it
There's,
would
like,
be hard
rumors,
to just
but-
show that. I mean, it's always that the small group ruins it for everybody. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Who was the actress's name? It was off when you.
Natalie Dormer.
Okay.
Natalie Dormer, but then
For-
I'm like,
she was suggested for what?
Captain Marvel
To replace her?
to replace.
I don't think they're looking to replace.
Because I think
Brie
after
Larson.
Captain Marvel 2, Brie Larson's done, and then she's so overpowered.
Oh.
So overpowered. I mean, how
An
the hell
actual
do you
character.
defeat somebody that flies through a friggin' ship to destroy it?
She's pretty damn powerful in the comics, but I
Yeah,
don't know
but
if
I
it-
mean,
That's
But there's-
binary level.
exactly. I mean, that she had like no adversity when it came to the first movie.
It looks like the main villain will be a Kree character.
of the Marvels.
Yeah.
They're not going to expand outside of the.
I don't know. I mean, it's already. I mean, it could also just not be them. So.
Well, I'm wondering if it's going to.
And I also just did a very, very quick Google search.
Well, I'm wondering if it's going to be Kang that's going to be heavily involved in that as well, because everything it seems to be not seems to be everything is building towards.
when is
Kang.
the Marvels coming out?
That's 2023.
Is it on there?
Marvel's July. Hey, it comes out on my birthday next year.
July 28th.
So yeah, basically a year from
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And what ends that phase?
Thunderbolts.
Or no,
Thunderbolts is the last
Is-
one.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you said Kang is in. I haven't seen Loki. You said Kang is in Loki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kang's like the ultimate.
Well,
You don't want to.
Oh, you're trying not to
No.
spoil. Well, don't worry.
he's
We're well past spoilers. You have to just. It's my fault. It's
technically,
my
that's
fault for not having
Kang.
watched it.
He's warning them of Kang, his
It
version.
doesn't matter.
Of,
He's Kang.
yeah, but another version of him.
Majors is playing every version of Kang,
But the guy that he meets is not like.
but he's still Kang.
Yeah, but he's warning them. Hey,
He's a Kang from
the
a
dude
different.
that's coming
He's
is
Kang from
not
another
chill
multiverse.
like,
So
like
essentially,
me.
I mean, if you don't mind, essentially,
No, just talk about it.
in
This stuff's
Loki,
like 2 years old at this
the
point. I
Tiva
should have watched it.
Are the timekeeper variant authorities, and so they make sure that there's no messing up with the multiverse. And in the end of Loki, by killing Kang, who's at the top of all this, it
He was the man behind the curtain.
He was
Right,
he was
okay.
the man behind the curtain, and he was the only thing keeping the bad Kang that won this multiversal war out. And so at the end of Loki, they screw up and kill him. And he warns them, if you kill me, something worse is going to happen. And as soon as they kill him, he goes down, and the timeline's already changed, and he does it without him knowing. And the bad Kang is now in charge of
I see.
Tiva.
Okay.
You can literally see the multiverse fracturing behind him.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's-
And he's saying, like, if you do this, like, the dude that's coming, the version of me that's coming,
That's interesting
don't
that they
want
have him
him.
warning about himself. That's
yeah, no, it's Loki was probably one of the best series that
It was a fantastic.
that
Series.
Yeah.
that Marvel put out. I mean, it was, oh my gosh, it was so good. And the whole idea of like this whole secret society that works behind the scenes that are the timekeepers, and you have these time travelers that their entire existence is making sure that the multiverse stays intact, that people don't fracture the timeline because of the ramifications. So Travis and I had a theory that literally the end of WandaVision, the end of Loki season.
No, they've already confirmed that those are all events happening at the same exact time
That's
that the
what I was gonna
multiverse is broken.
Yeah, so all of these like catastrophic events are all happening at the same exact time, and the whole multiverse is all fracturing from a single point, and it's all coming undone. And so, and they've already confirmed that this next phase is the multiverse saga.
Yep.
So your first saga was the Thanos or the Infinity
yeah, just
saga,
actually.
and then it's the
Yep.
Multiverse Saga, and then is it the Secret Wars Saga? Is that what they call the next one?
Well, they said that the Multiverse Saga ends with Secret
Yeah.
Wars.
Secret
Oh,
Wars
okay.
is
So-
business. They
So-
didn't say anything about the next
So
one.
is then Secret Wars, is that them trying to fix? Because isn't that what essentially Secret Wars was in the comic books?
And it's the more recent Secret Wars. It's not
Oh,
the.
if it's the
Battle World.
I
Yeah.
better well, especially with the multiverse, it better be Battle World. Oh
Why?
my gosh!
Yeah.
But
So
okay.
correct me
so-
if I'm wrong. So Battle World was essentially what? All these dimensions merging into a on a
Here's
single
the thing,
location.
though.
Yeah,
like-
but see, if it's Battle World, you got a year
There-
with
they-
one
they-
movie to get Doom from
From Fantastic Four
villain
to.
to God mode.
Yeah. Avengers the Kang. Yeah,
Is that a small G
I just don't want them to.
Is that
I want them to
small
have
G
enough
guy?
time and don't ruin it.
Victor Von Doom.
What thing? The Secret Wars?
Battle World, and,
Oh.
and because you have to build Doom up to be this,
Have to build Doom up.
and show
Okay.
him he's been behind the scenes like the entire time. Because
Trash.
I want to see God Emperor Doom.
He's like, I don't.
Well, they have a year basically
Explain
from
to Ray
Fantastic
in-
Four
in the
to.
comic books just how truly powerful God Emperor Doom is. Like, so back to this.
I don't know, man.
So that
There's
what-
no way that it's Battle World at the end of that.
no because
With
they-
only 12 months between Fantastic
Maybe-
Four and
unless
Secret Wars.
maybe
Maybe
Battle
Secret Wars
World
is the
plays-
beginning of it.
Yes.
Maybe Battle
Yeah.
World plays into the next phase of
Yes. Secret Wars could literally be an incursion happening.
and the next phase could be very Battle World plus mutant centric.
Yes. Well, exactly, because there's no mutants in this.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing mentioned
And
so
there's
far.
no, but
There's
they,
no
they have
possibility
mentioned
of
mutants now that
mutants.
the name is officially in canon when it comes to MCU.
It's now
Right, but it's-
officially
Like you
Like,
can't
Ms.
have
Marvel
a,
just
Ms. Marvel
announced
is
it?
the official.
you can't have a
and
mutation.
obviously X
until
was in
phase
Spider-Man.
6.
Yeah.
Professor X was in Spider-Man, but.
So, funny thing about that, so when we were at Comic-Con in 2019.
Doctor Strange.
Or I said Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
So when
I
we
was
were...
I was trying to go through.
I was like,
my-
wait a
I
minute.
was like,
I was thinking, well, no, that was more
I gotta
recent.
watch
It was more
Spidey
recent than
again.
that.
So, when we were at Comic-Con 2019, just so everybody in the world out there knows, we made it into Hall H.
Yeah, yeah, man.
We
This
had a
is what I
great
want to
group of
hear.
guys out there. We were in line. They were in line for over 72
Wednesday.
hours.
Yeah,
it was started Wednesday.
So our spot
Yeah, it
came
did.
the night before Hall H. So we got our passes. We went back to the room, and we forgot to bring inflatables. Remember
We did.
the
That was
inflatable
so
pull rafts?
miserable.
We went to all these stores to find inflatable pull rafts. Nobody had them. So we made this bright idea. We went to this store right next to where we were staying,
Oh,
and we're like,
side note before you start going, you guys conveniently did this while the line was moving a bunch, and so I had to.
yes. So we're like, we all bought these blankets thinking this is gonna be enough padding for a concrete
Oh,
pad.
it was not.
So we show up. We show up. A Magneto dude, one of the coolest guys. He was.
Magneto was awesome.
Oh my gosh. He
That was his, was
drunk.
that his cosplay? Or?
There, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's
it was,
drunk.
It was a.
And he was
Like-
So we set up our blankets because we had the night
Their
shift.
little.
Yes.
thick.
So at Comic Con, once you get your wristband, you're good. But you're allowed to hold places in line. Each person's allowed to hold a spot for 5 people. So we, in our group, we had like a total of 70 people, 75 people.
I think low 70s, high 60s. Yeah.
So there had to be at least 10 to 15 people in line at any given time. So we took the night shift from midnight
Oh,
till,
and we would spread out like 10 feet in between
Yeah.
each like
till Hall H opened the
section
next
or
morning.
group of people.
So we lay out our
To make
blankets
room for
and
that,
we're like,
yeah.
we can do this, no problem. Worst night of my entire life.
Not my first foray, because I got into Hall H the year before.
Yeah, but did you sleep on the freaking side? Didn't you have?
Yeah, I was-
I thought you guys had pull rafts.
Remember, we also slept on the cement with fun with.
Oh yeah.
So we're sitting in there, we're all trying to fall asleep. We all get up to go pee, and we see these glorious wind beds. Remember the ones
my
you like
God,
trap air and then tie
Oh,
them off?
yeah.
I've never seen a guy look so comfortable.
Oh, dude.
And remember, he had like the blanket, he had the hood on. and
I just like was looking at him mesmerized. I was like, oh my gosh, you're making me tired.
Can't wait
And I
to
think I
get
was
you
gonna
back
fall
to my
asleep,
little blankets.
imagining I'm.
I felt like a hungry
In one of
lion
those, too.
that hadn't eaten in 6 months, and this dude was like
Yeah,
a
it was
steak.
so bad.
That's the level of comfort he looked at. As I'm walking by, I'm like,
Oh, damn, girl.
I was like,
You
that
look
looks
good.
So we get back. If you don't know anything about Marky, he is the loudest snorer
Even louder than me.
in existence. Obviously, he could not get elevated. If he elevates himself, it's not so bad. Not on a concrete pad. So every time I'd fall asleep, didn't sleep the whole entire night. So wake up the next morning, we're like, what are we gonna do with these blankets? We end up chucking the blankets into the trash can because we don't want to carry them in the Hall H. So we get into the Hall H line. Remember, we get all the way to the front.
You chucked your blanket.
Did you keep yours?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I used it as a pillow during the... And fell asleep like
So
this. Yeah.
they let us into the. So we're like, hey,
So much better.
there was a donut place that San Diego's infamous for. So we decided to DoorDash donuts.
The donut shop.
The donut shop. So I get out
They
of
had like
line.
these big Simpsons donuts.
You're
Yeah.
DoorDashing donuts to the line?
To the line.
That's hilarious.
So they're like, Josh, go get the donuts. I was like, I'm cool. So I go to exit. Keep in mind, if you leave this line, the odds of getting back in are slim to none. Wristband or not. So I go to the entrance and I go to this dude. I'm like, hey, DoorDash is right here. Just going to get the donuts. He's like, you're cool. Little did I know he was doing a shift change.
Oh, God.
So I get back
it was
to
a
get
nightmare.
back in
Oh,
line. They're like,
I mean,
we don't know who you
we
are.
were within 3 minutes.
Well,
Like
less
it
than
was
that.
him to get donuts and walk
Yeah,
back.
Right.
Because they had gated everything to the line. So I couldn't get to the DoorDash person because there was like wire. and
Literal
everything up.
gates.
Literal
See,
Yeah.
this is the first year they've ever done that.
Yeah.
Before there was just concrete blocks there.
Yep.
Like they are inside there. That were that high.
Yeah.
Because I would order stuff all night long. Because there you can literally DoorDash at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And they would just come over right there at the end of the line. You just walk, grab it, and go back.
So literally, I'm standing there, and the guy's like, "You're not getting back in." I'm like, oh, "No, God, no, this can't be happening." So Marky comes, Travis comes. They're all like sitting there vouching. Even the people that are trying to get into the Hall H canopy because they're slowly let people
Yeah.
in. So that
The people that haven't even gotten into the tents yet were
So
like,
you're like, dude-
"We just saw him walk out."
So thank God they finally like,
Well,
okay.
you
you're
texted me,
good.
and so I grabbed that because we had a security guard over by us that was cool.
And he's like, no, this dude's just been here all night.
Yeah.
So the
They-
security guard came over and goes, no, you let him in.
so we're there.
His face, he
Oh
was
my
so scared.
Oh, that would be awful.
We each decided to order 2 donuts, right? They get these donuts. The Simpson donut that I ordered was this big.
So big.
I then order another donut that was sliced in half, filled with homemade whipped cream and strawberries. The thing sits this high. So I smash that donut and start tearing into my... Keep in mind, we hadn't slept all night. I'm exhausted, and then all of a sudden I pump my body filled with 300 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm like sick to my stomach, and then all of a sudden, like half hour later, I'm already exhausted, sugar crash, hard. So they're like, all right, guys, we're going to start filing people into Hall H. The Marvel panel's not until that night.
Yeah.
You get into Hall H. Once you're in there, they have Hall H, and then they have this little lobby area where there's like food and stuff, and then they have metal detectors to exit. They tell you, if you leave this area during a panel, you have to be back before the next panel starts, or that's it. You don't get back into Hall H. So anytime you had to leave, it had to be at the beginning of the panel, and you had to sprint. So we're in Hall H. We're one of what? How many people? 8,000 people in there?
6,300.
6,300.
Is it really that many people? Wow.
But that's the only people. There were, when we got in line the night before to get our wristband, what do you think? 15,000 people easily were in line trying
Show
to get
up for
wristbands.
6,000 spots?
Yep, trying to get the wristbands.
Wow.
So Travis was actually, he got a hold of a group of people, a line, they're called line groups. So you try to get in.
He's gonna Reddit before SCCC.
Oh,
everybody's
it's for the purpose of organizing?
of organizing so you can get good, so you can
That's
get
cool.
spots in
Trek,
line.
Westworld, animation show of shows,
Westworld, that's
Are you looking at what was...
entertainment
In there that
women
year?
who kick ass, and then Marvel Studios.
yes.
Okay.
That's right. The
was
room
the
when Kick
best.
Ass, that was like Charlize Theron came out.
Yeah.
Who else? Kobe Smulders came out. Oh yeah, I mean I set my backpack on mine,
Yep.
and then I had that blanket, so I set it right there, and I literally just
So we went full like high school. How do you slept at your desk
Yeah.
where you're like,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden you'd have the, damn it, I just want to sleep.
Did you? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Did you say how much we spent?
Yeah, it's like over $150 in food.
Yeah.
just for 3 or 4 of us. It was insane.
And it was like hot dogs.
Right. Yeah. It's not like
Hot
you're. It's
dogs
not like you got to.
and
It's not like you're eating
Little
steak.
pizzas, candy bars, and chips.
It's like even at a sporting event, you probably would have only spent like $50 or $60.
Yeah.
It was like probably 6 hot dogs, 2 pizzas, 2 things of nachos.
They know geeks got to eat,
4
man.
candy bars.
They know how long you've been waiting up there.
The thing is, though, that line is always. I mean, you're always at the very end of the turnstiles, but it always goes super fast.
Yeah, so none of us risked leaving the Hall H.
Yeah, as long as you're,
Yeah,
in,
you're
as
not
long as
gonna
you're
leave
in
there at all.
you can 3 panels.
Is
can
it
go
like
by.
a concourse almost? Like is
Okay,
it like
so think
a?
of it this way.
much, yeah.
So
it's
this is your Hall H entrance right here, okay? So this would be the lobby. Over
Move.
here would be your metal detector. Once you step through here, you're out of Hall H.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Okay.
So you need to get back here before the next
literally-
panel starts.
It's
Okay.
Literally, it's this.
down in the convention center. It's one exhibit.
Is it a
hall.
line every time you're going through that?
And they
Or-
No, because
Okay.
nobody risks leaving
Because
Hall
you
H.
can't, because they don't do it.
Very
Yeah.
few.
the only
Yeah.
time people will is there's a Starbucks literally on the other side of there, and there's not
It's
usually
close enough to get to it and
not
get
a lot
back.
of people. Not a lot of people go there. Like that's where I'll go for my coffee.
Because you have to enter through security again.
Okay.
That's what people don't want to risk because they don't want
Right.
to get stuck in a line
And
getting people through security.
And I have seen them as soon as that panel is over, they already have the next batch out ready to hand out. So
Yep.
there's no.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So they actually hand you something, so that you can show, hey, I was in Hall H.
I'm part
I
of
need back
this.
in.
Yeah,
So you have to hand that back
it's
to
a
them.
different color and it's got a different symbol on it.
Yep.
So they know, okay, no, sorry, the panel's over.
This is the wrong one.
You
Yeah, yeah.
should. So there's no bullshitting to get back in.
Right.
Sorry.
Because they don't want people going
They
back
have
there
to do that,
handing
yeah.
somebody else that certificate.
Yeah, just
or that-
take it.
And be like, go back
Yeah,
in.
right.
And be like, no, this panel ended like 2
Okay.
minutes ago. So,
Obviously, I've never been to Comic Con.
yeah. So we get through all that. And then 5 o'clock hits. This is the moment everybody's been waiting for. Bam, Marvel panel. Good Lord, I'm getting goosebumps.
So what was it that year? Is that going to be?
They
Yeah.
just ended everything that just filmed. Like we saw the announcement of all of that.
Okay.
So this is pre Black Widow. This is
Okay.
all-
That's what I was trying to figure out what would have been announced.
Like we saw.
I guess you're going to tell
I
me.
think they
so.
just said
yeah, I'm
that
pulling it up.
This is when they were
everything-
announcing the Marvel.
everything that we got in the 2019 panel has now been released.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Phase 4, what's funny is Phase 4 has a bunch of untitled. All of these have already been released.
Oh, it wasn't even announced at the
Yeah.
time. That's funny.
Yeah,
Was it a
when-
lot of the
it's when they
shows?
announced the Infinity Saga.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. So look, this.
I remember seeing the Hall H reactions that year.
Yeah, so-
the Infinity. I got all the pictures. The Infinity Saga, Eternals.
Yep. Shang-Chi, Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Hawkeye. Okay. So
Might as well.
the panel started.
I got 3
and-
batteries.
Oh, so here's another cool thing. So Angelina Jolie was there because they announced her character for Eternals. So
Well,
she
yeah,
came
the
out
whole
on stage.
cast was out there.
The whole cast was there. So we were excited about that, but then, in my opinion, that movie wasn't great.
Did you end up watching it?
I still can't get through it.
What are you talking about? Eternals?
You have to watch it to see Asherim at the end and see the scope of how large this celestial is
It's
Okay.
to the size of Earth. Like
They're,
before.
they're abandoning it all though, right? Like they're not going to do anything else with it.
no,
anymore.
they're continuing. Eternals 2's got.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, good. That's
Well,
good.
I think they want to give it a.
I haven't
a
seen it yet.
theatrical
I
shot.
thought I knew that they were going to keep characters in. I didn't know that they were doing another whole movie.
So we got to see them, and then they announced all the Disney Plus series Loki that Hiddleston came out.
Okay, but back to Asherim. How huge he is. We've only seen Celestials in the
A
Marvel.
skull.
Well, no, on planets like walking.
Yeah.
He is so big that the Earth was like the size. The entire Earth could fit in his hand.
Okay.
Like that's how big this Celestial is.
Maybe I
You
can-
have to.
So
They
bigger than
have to
Galactus?
win awards for the cinematography for this because it was literally probably. I think it's the most beautiful Marvel movie that they've
Is he
actually made.
bigger than Galactus then?
I mean, we haven't seen how they're. Well, Galactus was about the size of what we think of a celestial so far. Is
The Empire State Building.
yeah, Empire's like.
But can he be like bigger than that? Because he consumes planets.
I mean, no. Well, in the comics, though.
And we're not talking
in the
about
comics,
the
though.
stupid
In the
cloud
comics,
from
though.
the stupid
the cloud,
In the comics,
the vapor.
In the comics, though, he uses a machine that harnesses
that's
the
He's not, like,
energy at the core's Earth.
Doing it himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he's still as big as the Empire State Building, so it's still
I
big.
mean, yeah, it's huge, but yeah. I watched Eternals and was just. I also am a huge Eternals fan.
I don't know enough about Eternals to appreciate them.
I think they're
my
going
comic
to-
book reading is
What they're probably going to.
I haven't read anywhere near
they're
what
gonna
he has.
merge-
He's read everything.
They're going to merge probably Inhumans, Eternals, and Mutants together into one faction.
Is it like was it like Kirby Eternals, not like Neil Gaiman Eternals?
Yeah, Kirby.
Yeah, the original.
ooh, Neil did.
He did a run of they brought the Eternals back, and Neil Gaiman did the run.
I thought they were going to do that, but no. I mean, they know they're Eternals the entire time.
Yeah.
There's no awakening.
Okay.
Anyway, so we get the Eternals announcement and everything, but then I think our first biggest shock was they were doing the Thor: Love and Thunder, and they announced Natalie Portman coming back as Lady.
That was the first time that we knew that they were going to do Lady Thor.
And
Yeah.
she came out with Mjolnir.
Yeah, she came out with Mjolnir, and the place erupted.
Oh yeah.
Erupted. So that was the fit. Oh, jeez, I'm getting goosebumps again. So, because I'm just like, I'm
Getting gooses.
remembering all of these things. So that they made that announcement. They made the WandaVision announcement. They made the Loki announcement. They made the What If announcement.
Those ones were a little lackluster. I mean,
So,
what were we talking about?
so it was Loki.
You had just talked about they did the reveal of
Black
What
Widow,
If
we were talking
and
Yeah, so everybody in the hall got like a Black Widow hat, and so anything that
I still have.
anything,
like a baseball cap.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
cool.
but here's the thing with Hall H: anything that's given away in Hall H is only given
Nowhere
away
else. Yeah.
to people in Hall H.
Right.
So if you get
You can't
something-
buy it
No.
later on, and
Well,
it's on the well,
don't
you
sell on eBay.
you can flip them, but I mean,
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to be.
I
It's
got
not going to be
shop
in the shop or
I
whatever.
got
Yeah.
$100.
I've got one of those items in my office. I'm going to grab
Actually, I
it.
have a
Yeah, yeah,
Star
cool.
Wars hat in my office.
So I got $100
Oh,
on
you have
eBay
yours?
for a dollar hat
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
because it was
And
a Hall
I mean,
H
these
exclusive.
were like hats that you buy for 99 cents and take them across the street to get them real quick embroidered. Like they were,
Right.
they probably had $3 into them.
Right.
This is. They handed out this pen. I'm a fan of the Russo brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a cool one.
That's still sitting on my
I
my
can
Comic Con bag.
find it later and you can take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so why the hat's significant? Okay, so everybody they spent what, probably 10-15 minutes. They had a bunch of crew just handing out hats to
Yeah.
everybody in the ring. It wasn't like you were getting your hat as you left. They were handing them out as he was doing the panel.
Okay.
Right?
Black Widow was the last panel.
Yep. So
Well,
after
and so when they finished, I was like, "That's what we're ending on." Like,
Right.
we all knew Black Widow was coming out. Like,
Because then Feige was even like teasing us. He's like, keep in mind, this is right after they had just announced the purchase of Fox. So the rights to Fantastic Four, the rights to
and at the time,
X-Men. So Feige's like, all right, guys, we didn't even get a chance to talk about mutants. Place erupts because that's the first
Of
time
course,
the MCU
everyone's waiting
would
for
say
it.
Mutants, right? He's like, we didn't get a chance to talk about the first family.
yeah,
Place erupts
yes,
again
and the
because
fact that he said
everybody
first
knows
family.
Fantastic Four is the first family. He's like, but I have one more thing for you guys. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, so Mahershala comes out on stage. Feige's talking to Mahershala and stuff like that. He's like, this is how it ended. Oh, it's one of the best reveals ever.
He loves telling the story.
Because it was so good. So Feige's like, Mahershala, you see everybody's got a hat in here, right? And Mahershala's like, yeah. He's like, you brought a hat of your own, right? And Mahershala's like, yeah, I did. And all of a sudden, Mahershala pulls his hat out of he had like this coat on, right? Or was it a suit jacket?
Yeah, he had like a suit
He
jacket.
pulled it out of somewhere. Puts
A
the hat
pocket.
on. And the camera zooms in, and it says Blade
Yeah.
across the hat. And then all of a sudden,
Oh,
Blade
that
across
was-
the screen. I've never heard a place erupt like that place.
And then my mind was like, I realized why they did Black Widow because of the hat thing.
Right.
That's funny.
Mahershala Ali confirmed Blade right there, and we just. And he
What was
confirmed it.
great was then he told the story about how he was on a flight and called his agent and said, "Get Kevin Feige on the phone." And so they got him on the phone, and he told Feige, "We're doing Blade."
Yeah.
And Feige was like,
Okay.
"Okay." He's like, "If
That's
Mahershala
awesome.
Ali calls you on your phone and tells you that he wants to do Blade, you say yes."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, Because if you think about it, Blade revitalized.
It saved Marvel.
It saved Marvel because
Yeah.
it made like over 150 million.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
1997.
Wasn't that right when they were? Was that when they were dealing with potentially bankruptcy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade did.
And then for the actual Marvel Studios itself, 2008, Iron Man, they said essentially,
Yeah.
if this doesn't succeed, you lose the rights to all of this, and that's it. And then
And that's the
rest
thing.
is
On the,
history.
I didn't see Blade's nowhere on there.
It is 2020.
I would say, but nothing of that next year between Fantastic Four and Secret Wars.
Okay, because we already know because Quantumania is not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, 2024.
Okay.
It's
Wait, what did you say
it's got a
about Blade?
confirmed Release date.
Yeah, Blade's got it.
Blade, so Blade is Phase 4.
Yep.
Okay. I need to pull up the Phase 4.
Or is it Phase 5?
No, it's not Phase 4. It's because Phase 4 ends with Wakanda. Blade is November.
Oh, it was on there. Okay.
Yeah, Blade is November 3rd of next
I
year.
just missed it.
Wait, of next year?
November 3rd.
2024.
It says November 3rd, 2023.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who
All right, we're talking about She-Hulk.
in She-Hulk?
There's gonna be what?
There's going to be a few character debuts that are shocking in She-Hulk.
Well, we know Titania's on it or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be like a cool like rogues gallery of just lower tier
I
like
would
villains.
love
And
I want a drama, like a legal drama.
Yeah, that would be cool.
it's not that they're billing it as the 30-minute comedy. They're billing it
are
as
they?
they're billing it as like a half-hour
Well,
comedy.
but I want it to be in the courtroom.
But yeah, it
I would
is.
like to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it in
yeah,
the
yeah.
courtroom.
Because obviously,
It's called She-Hulk
maybe not
Attorney at
drama.
Law.
attorney at law.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's
Like, I wanna
definitely
see
all
her
about that.
actually doing some
So
courtroom
remind me
stuff.
how she
Because it's
got
such a big
her-
part of the character.
I'm not really familiar with the She-Hulk.
I never read any She-Hulk at all.
Okay, because I'm not sure how she got
I don't know how
exposed to
she got
gamma radiation. But I do like that Hulk comes along as like a mentor to her and teaching
Well,
her. how to, like-
it's his cousin.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like he takes on that like mentor role and he's like.
So I'm
hey,
wondering if she's like, if that's just like all that Ruffalo stuff is front loaded like in the first couple episodes or
Yeah.
something. I wonder
Yeah.
if he's actually in it a lot
It's
or
probably gonna be where
One or
he's
two
there.
episodes.
is that all taken from like the first episode or something?
Or he's in it more.
I'm sorry, but that's
Or it would
the
be
fact-
great.
and the
I would
fact
love if
Daredevil
he's like the
did
second lead or something. That
they
would be
need
awesome.
to.
I know what's missing from this that they've already announced. World War Hulk. And that's
So
gonna-
that's interesting because how are they doing? Because it's going to have to be weird because World War Hulk and they basically already did Planet Hulk
Right.
with
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he
and-
goes. They've already said.
And the Illuminati is who send him away in the comics.
Yep.
But
So how
he'll
are they
find
gonna do it, I
Scar-
wonder?
And they already said that he'll find Scar, his son.
That is going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if
I thought they weren't able to do Hulk films.
They can't do Hulk independent films, so they'll probably do like they did with Ragnarok and tie Planet
Or
or
they-
World War Hulk into a different story.
Or they
Okay.
just gave in to Universal.
Avengers World War Hulk.
Or they just gave
Because-
in to Universal. And
Yeah, Universal.
Oh,
And just do a co-production.
Universal owns the rights to solo movies. That's why they haven't done a solo.
I can't believe they haven't been able to finagle that back.
Oh, I'm sure they will because they're going to look at Sony, especially from Spider-Man. The last Spider-Man made $2 billion.
Yeah.
And Sony doesn't have to do
that last
anything.
Spider-Man was just so good.
It's like Endgame quality.
Oh.
Like I'm not.
It was good.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my gosh, you wanna talk about
unbelievable.
one of
I've
the
watched
best-
it 2 or 3 times since it came out, and I'm just I can't believe they even pulled it off. Like
One of the best cinema experiences
It really was.
outside of Endgame. When
Oh, and
When-
the instant chemistry that you got between Garfield,
Like those guys had
Maguire,
made 10
and-
movies before.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, that was so great.
amazing.
so
You know, they bring it's like so you're watching it. All right, I love Spider-Man, and then they bring Andrew Garfield in. You're like, okay, let's go a little bit more back into my past.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Tobey Maguire goes in, it's like I was instantly pulled back into my childhood, and I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah, because you guys were young when those
And
Spider-Man
the way
were
that
out.
They
Yes.
actually talked about the organic.
Oh my
I'm an old guy.
Oh, how gross it
How
was!
gross they
It
thought
comes out of you? Does it come out of anywhere else?
Yeah. But so we're sitting in the theater. So Endgame, right? So Cap's beat. His shield's broken in half. Picks up Mjolnir. He's ready to go again,
That
right?
is still
And then all of a
my
sudden you
goosebump.
hear that's another goosebump moment on your left, right? And then
On your left.
holy-
I love watching audience reactions for that.
Oh, I love it.
That
Place
movie.
erupts.
I mean, I
could just
can
watch 'em over and over
I
again.
can never get enough of that.
The
Yeah.
same
My
thing
favorite.
happened though when the portal opened and they're staring down this alleyway and you see a Spider-Man
Yeah.
walking towards them.
I wish I had seen it with a crowd.
Spider-Man
saw it in the
walks
theaters, but
and
it was
then
a
he
dead
pulls
screening,
his mask
you know?
off, and it's freaking Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
The place erupts to the same level
It was
as
5
As on your
times-
left.
It was
yeah.
5 times louder for freaking Tobey Maguire.
And then, so it was that same sort of experience, right?
That Avengers Assemble, the
best moment for me.
I've been waiting to hear Avengers Assemble since
you've
I got
talked about
into
it
reading
forever.
comic books in 2006.
I mean, it took 10
The
years
best-
for us
the
to
best-
finally hear it on film.
part for me was
Or 80 years
the
if you.
Mjolnir.
50.
He first
Not
catches
80.
it.
They're not
Oh
that
my
old.
gosh, and Cap could wield it.
And Thor goes,
Yeah,
I knew it.
yeah.
Because
that part.
Thor saw the hammer move in Age of Ultron. Remember his face?
Yeah.
The little tiny
Yeah.
reference where he's just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That
So,
was.
he
I
knew
can
Cap
watch
was
audio
he knew Cap
reactions
was
on
worthy
that
the whole
spot.
time.
So what the hell is Echo? I'm just looking at some
Oh,
of this
that's
stuff.
his series
That's-
from Hawkeye. The
So
deaf
she's
character.
Another show I
works-
haven't
She
seen.
works a lot with Daredevil.
I have a lot of homework to do.
Yeah.
here.
She works a lot with Daredevil in the comics.
Haley
Okay.
Steinfeld's.
She's essentially
that
the
chemistry between those two is so
reverse
good.
of Daredevil, where his other senses are heightened because he's blind.
Right.
Hers are all different because of her. So her sight is better.
Oh,
and
okay.
She
I
can
see.
smell things. Has a heightened smell and stuff like that.
But Hawkeye, the chemistry between Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner is
nice.
fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy
no,
Renner
Hawkeye
does
was
that a lot.
Jeremy Renner is
With
so
it,
good.
like, he can
Hawkeye
just
was
play
a good, just
anybody.
Oh,
funny,
he's so good.
Yeah.
good action.
It was
just an
It
overall
was
great.
really,
It's
really
what we thought
fantastic.
Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to be. That
It really is what I thought Falcon and Winter
I'm
Soldier
sorry,
was
I
gonna be.
That's
did
what.
not like that series.
Like
at
I
all.
feel like they missed on that.
It
I
could
mean, that should have been a buddy
buddy
cop.
cop drama type thing.
You
and
know,
it was
Well,
not that at all.
those two are just hilarious.
Yeah.
together, and they didn't
They didn't
really
They didn't.
show. They didn't use that chemistry that they've
Yeah.
literally built up with those two for the past 10 years. They're both trying to compete to be Steve's best friend.
I mean, compete for
Failed
the shield.
miserably.
Like have Bucky pick it up
Yeah.
and be like, "Look, I should be."
The comic book nut in me just really wanted
Yeah.
Bucky Cap.
Oh,
I feel like that seems to be the consensus.
I still do.
And I
I've read
wanted Cap to die during the fight. That way we could have a death of Cap.
I feel like they didn't because I think everybody thought that would happen because he did in the comics.
But the Iron Man, oh man. When I looked over,
Yeah,
I
I'm fine with how it went down.
Oh yeah,
I'm good
I
with that
love how it
because
was.
he started it.
Yeah.
It started
Yeah,
with
no, that-
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Without that, Marvel Studios
The
never.
story
When I
Exactly.
looked over, because we did the whole chronological viewing. Me and Holly did. It took like a month or so. But when we got to that scene and he did die, I looked over Holly just. Oh my God. I was like, oh, babe, I love you so much. Thank you for loving it so much. You're crying.
The cool thing about that,
Like
is-
it's so bad.
it was almost like How I Met Your Mother and how Barney changed. His personality changed throughout the series, right? The same thing with Iron Man. You saw this shift on Iron Man as a person. Or Tony
Yeah, he's
Stark.
just like this short of unlikable in the first movie,
Yeah,
almost.
Right.
You know, like
This-
he's just
and-
like
It was all me,
and
me, me,
Who
me.
was it?
Yeah.
Cap and him had that fight about would you essentially take the bullet if you
Yeah.
had to, and it was like at the very end of this, it like finally brought to fruition this change in Tony Stark where he was willing to sacrifice himself for all of humanity.
Well, and the fact that line at the end was all him, Robert Downey.
Right.
I am Iron Man. I'm.
I mean, that was a 22 movie of perfection.
It really
Cinematic
was.
perfection.
Executed.
I mean,
Executed
it was-
just
it had
flawlessly.
like to be able to follow that with whatever you're trying now.
All right.
you.
Gosh. You gotta get on my level, bro. Tiger Jones too.
old games are hard.
Keep losing sight of who I am.
Oh, I was looking at Leonardo there for a second.
Josh looks like he's like a TV character playing a video game. Like everything is like ding, 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 ding.
Hey,
Man, about to be boss. It's about to be boss fight.
Yep.
Oh no! I'm about to be off my first life. No! 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 Man, I died. Here.
She's just right here. I can just take her.
I know, right? This window is open.
Just leave.
This is when you just get him in the corner. You just have as much as you can. Die! Kill him! Killed him!
We need to get the Simpsons one. Have they done that yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it out.
They have one of these?
Yes.
Lancaster Walmart has it.
Love the Simpsons.
No, don't take us,
You bastard!
Hey, bro.
I got pee.